The ignition turns, the engine fires, and then the machine does something no other car in 1955 could do. It rises. The entire body lifts off the ground, settling into driving position like a mechanical creature waking from sleep. This was the Citroën DS, and nothing about it followed the rules. French engineering had declared war on how cars were supposed to work, and the DS21 Pallas was the most extreme result of that war. Post-war France had a problem that normal engineering could not solve. The roads were ruined. Years of military trucks, bombs and neglect had left the highways full of holes and cracks. Steel springs and shock absorbers, the standard technology of the time, sent every bump straight into the cabin. Passengers arrived at their destinations tired and sore. Citroën set an almost impossible goal. The company wanted to make the worst roads in Europe feel like smooth glass. To do this, they had to throw away everything the car industry knew about suspension. The answer came from Paul Majors, a Citroën employee with no formal engineering degree. Working in secret during the German occupation, Majors built a system that replaced steel springs entirely. In their place, metal spheres filled with nitrogen gas and hydraulic fluid performed the job. Nitrogen gas sat in the top half of each sphere, separated from hydraulic fluid below by a rubber membrane. When a wheel hit a bump, the fluid pushed against the gas and absorbed the impact with a smoothness that normal springs could never match. The way compressed gas behaves eliminated the bouncing that plagued normal cars. The system also leveled itself automatically. Heavy luggage in the trunk, 4 passengers in the cabin, the car stayed perfectly flat no matter how the weight shifted. A lever on the dashboard let the driver raise or lower the car between 9 and 28 centimeters, allowing clearance over rough ground or a lower stance for highway driving. The ride quality earned a description that would follow Citroën for decades, the magic carpet. Rolls-Royce could not build anything as good on its own, so they licensed the system in 1965 for the Silver Shadow. The French had created something the most famous car makers in the world could not beat. The brakes broke just as many rules. Where other cars used a hinged pedal that moved several inches to slow down, the DS had a small rubber button mounted on the floor. French engineers called it champignon, the mushroom, because of its shape. This button worked on pressure, not movement. Total travel from rest to full braking was 10 millimeters. The same hydraulic system that powered the suspension delivered 2,500 pounds per square inch to the brakes. Light pressure meant gentle slowing. Firm pressure meant immediate, powerful stops. Beyond suspension and brakes, the DS piled up innovations that made no sense by the standards of the time. The single-spoke steering wheel looked wrong, almost like a mistake. This was on purpose. In a crash, the hollow spoke was designed to slide across the driver's body instead of stabbing into the chest. Safety thinking shaped the strange design. Starting in 1967, the inner headlights turned with the steering wheel. These lights pointed where the car was actually going, not just straight ahead. This feature would not become common for another 40 years. The rear wheels hid behind curved covers that smoothed the airflow, helping the car slip through the air more easily. The semi-automatic transmission got rid of the clutch pedal while keeping manual gear selection. Hydraulic pressure handled the clutch work automatically. The Pallas name marked the highest level of DS luxury. Leather seats, better sound deadening, more chrome, and finer materials inside set these cars apart. The Pallas served diplomats, business leaders, and heads of state across Europe. On August 22, 1962, the DS faced a test more severe than any engineer could have planned. French President Charles de Gaulle was driving through the Paris suburb of Petit Clamart when members of the secret army organization launched an assassination attempt. 12 gunmen opened fire on the presidential motorcade, unleashing roughly 140 bullets at the black Citroën DS. Bullets destroyed all 4 tyres and shattered the rear window. The driver, Francis Moreau, accelerated through the attack. Even with shredded tyres, the hydraulic suspension kept the car stable and under control. De Gaulle and his wife escaped without a scratch. The Citroën DS21 Pallas stands as proof that car engineering once aimed higher than good enough. That a self-taught inventor could change suspension forever. that brakes could be rethought from scratch, that a car could rise to meet its driver each morning and carry passengers as though the road beneath had simply disappeared. The French word for DS sounds the same as goddess. The name was no accident.